Simulated hiking trails delivered through virtual reality (VR) platforms, especially those paired with treadmills, stationary bikes, or incline-sensitive walking pads, are emerging as a promising strategy to combat sedentary behavior, particularly among urban dwellers and individuals who struggle with motivation or physical constraints. By recreating the visual and auditory experience of natural hiking environments, these immersive systems can tap into both physiological and psychological mechanisms to promote movement, improve mood, and encourage consistency in physical activity routines. The early research and user feedback suggest that virtual hiking isn't just a gimmick, it may be a powerful behavioral tool for health promotion. One of the key barriers to exercise, especially in indoor or home-based settings, is monotony. Repetitive motion on a treadmill or bike without visual stimulation often leads to boredom and reduced motivation. VR hiking trails solve this by transforming a static workout into an exploratory experience. Users can walk through dense forests, along cliffside paths, or across rolling meadows while hearing birdsong, wind, or streams. This environmental richness increases engagement and shifts the focus away from exertion toward immersion. In psychological terms, it creates a dissociative effect. People pay less attention to fatigue or discomfort and more attention to their surroundings, which helps them exercise longer and more enjoyably. Incline feedback is a particularly valuable feature. When paired with hardware that adjusts resistance or gradient based on the virtual terrain, such as a treadmill that inclines on hills or a walking pad that slows during descents, the illusion becomes even more compelling. Users report a heightened sense of presence and physical challenge, both of which are important for workout efficacy and enjoyment. This dynamic interactivity mimics the biomechanical variability of real hiking, activating stabilizer muscles, improving balance, and offering cardiovascular variation that flat walking routines often lack. The motivational impact is also significant. Many users report that virtual hiking feels like play rather than exercise, which lowers mental resistance to starting and sustaining movement. VR trails often include milestones, scenic vistas, or even wildlife encounters, providing small goals and rewards that trigger dopamine release and reinforce habit formation. This gamified, exploratory structure is particularly effective for people who find traditional exercise routines boring or emotionally taxing. Studies have begun to validate these effects. Participants using VR hiking systems show improved adherence to movement routines compared to those using standard equipment. Heart rate, oxygen consumption, and mood markers also improve during and after sessions, suggesting that these simulations are not just entertaining, they're physiologically effective. Users often reach moderate to vigorous activity levels without realizing they're doing so, and they tend to stay in the activity longer than planned, driven by curiosity or the desire to reach the top of a trail. From a mental health perspective, the benefits are equally compelling. Nature exposure, whether real or virtual, is linked to reduced anxiety, improved mood, and lower cortisol levels. VR hiking offers the restorative benefits of nature immersion without requiring actual outdoor access, which is especially valuable for people living in dense cities, harsh climates, or during times of mobility restriction. Even simulated sunlight, rustling trees, and open vistas can help recalibrate the nervous system and reduce cognitive fatigue. When this is paired with rhythmic movement, the effects on mood and mental clarity become synergistic. There's also a social and therapeutic potential. Some VR platforms allow users to hike virtually with friends or groups, either in real time or asynchronously by sharing routes and progress. This can create a sense of accountability and community, reducing the isolation that often undermines fitness goals. Rehabilitation centers are beginning to use virtual trails for patients recovering from surgery, stroke, or chronic illness, allowing them to move safely while engaging their minds. The familiarity and low stakes of these digital landscapes can reduce fear and improve confidence, especially for older adults or people with movement anxiety. Importantly, simulated hiking can be scaled to different fitness levels. Beginners can walk flat trails with gentle scenery, while more advanced users can challenge themselves with steep climbs, weather effects, or timed goals. This adaptability makes VR hiking one of the few exercise modes that appeals across age, ability, and fitness backgrounds. It respects individual limits while offering growth opportunities, which is crucial for long-term behavior change. Of course, virtual hiking does not replicate the full benefits of real outdoor hiking. Fresh air, full-body proprioception, uneven terrain, or vitamin D exposure are missing. But for people with limited access to safe or appealing outdoor spaces, it offers an accessible, safe, and often emotionally satisfying alternative. In fact, for some users, it serves as a motivational bridge. By building confidence and stamina in a virtual environment, they may feel more inclined to eventually explore outdoor trails. In conclusion, simulated hiking trails with real-time incline feedback represent more than a technological novelty. They're an effective tool for encouraging indoor physical activity, particularly among sedentary or undermotivated users. By merging movement with immersive, nature-based engagement, these systems provide not only physical benefits, but also emotional and cognitive support. In a world where both inactivity and disconnection from nature are rising, VR hiking may offer a realistic, restorative path forward, one step at a time, right from the living room.